Alright, so we have Boruto episode 188, and oh my god, we finally got Kawaki into the Boruto anime. Damn son, this episode really hit home with Kawaki, man, because the anime definitely did their thing when it comes to adapting this adaptation from the manga. I feel like the anime did a very good job considering they did add some anime exclusive scenes to flesh out Kawaki's backstory, especially with Kawaki and Garou's relationship. So of course with Boruto episode 188, we finally got the full adaptation of Boruto chapter 24, where we get the true introduction of the second main character of the Boruto series, and that is my man Kawaki. I really liked how the anime expanded on his backstory, considering just how short a lot of the backstories we do get in Boruto. I really appreciate the anime for adding anime exclusive scenes. It not only keeps the anime only watchers excited, but also the manga readers, because as a manga reader myself, I don't even know what's gonna happen. Even though I do know what's going to happen in the basic storyline, the anime is definitely gonna add some anime exclusive stuff to flesh out the Kata members, especially with Kawaki, who is the second main character of the series. He is basically the Sasuke of the Boruto series, and when you have a character like Kawaki, you need to flesh out his backstory, considering just how important he is as a character. So of course with the beginning of this episode, we saw Kawaki as a little kid. He is walking through the Kata hideout, and he is very tired. It looks like he's breathing heavy, and it looks like he kind of went through something like training or experimentation. We don't really know as of yet. However, this is where he runs into Garo, and we do see Garo later on in this episode. However, Garo in this flashback, he looks completely different. He looks young, he has hair. Garo does say that, yo, I have these new arms. I did lose these arms when I first joined Kata, but they did give me these prosthetics. And you gotta remember, everyone in the Kata organization, they all are equipped with scientific ninja tech onto their bodies, with modifications that add to their power, making them insanely powerful in general. So of course with Garo having these scientific ninja tools on his body, he is pretty powerful considering that he is only an outer member. And in this flashback, Kawaki tells Garo straight up, yo, I don't want to be in the Kata organization. I want to leave. I have no business being here. I have to get the hell out of this place. And this is where Garo snaps, considering that Garo, it looks like he looks at Kata like his savior. So of course when he hears that Kawaki wants to leave, he gets pissed. He starts grabbing Kawaki by the throat, crushing his neck, and this is where we see Kawaki awaken his karma seal for the first time. And this is where he does basically a ki blast from Dragon Ball Z onto Garo's face. And this is how Garo ended up years later when we finally see him again at the end of this episode. So I really like how they fleshed out the scene, considering that we don't really see this in the manga. We didn't get this flashback with the relationship between Kawaki and Garo. So I really like how they dropped this small flashback to really flesh out who Garo is, because he only appears for 2 chapters. So by adding anime exclusive content to someone like Garo, it definitely does flesh out his character and gives backstory between both Kawaki and Garo. We also get another flashback, and this is straight from the Boruto manga, and this is where Jigen bought Kawaki for the first time. We do see in this flashback that Kawaki, he comes from a broken home. His dad is a drunk, and this is where he sells off his kid in exchange for a lot of money. And you know, his dad is a bitch for doing that. I'm not gonna lie, like, who sells off their own son for money? And what's interesting is that the anime actually cut out some dialogue between Kawaki's dad and Kawaki. It's kind of interesting because the manga, they definitely emphasized just how bad of a parent Kawaki's dad was. He abused the shit out of him, he treated him like trash, and then he sold him away. The anime didn't really go into that. They just went straight into Jigen buying Kawaki. It is kind of interesting that they did cut this dialogue out. However, I don't really mind much considering it wasn't the main focus in Kawaki's flashback. I do think that the anime will go back to this point. We're definitely going to see some more Kawaki flashbacks. I definitely know we're going to get some more. Considering just how many Kawaki flashbacks we get in the manga, the anime is known for expansion. So of course, we're going to get even more flashbacks with Kawaki. So for all the people that were kind of annoyed that they took out the dialogue between Kawaki's dad and Kawaki, don't worry, I'm pretty sure they will add some more flashbacks between Kawaki's dad. I wouldn't fret over it just yet. They're probably gonna have some expansion and add some more scenes later about Kawaki's dad. We're gonna get some more stuff about that, so it's not that worrying. However, the anime definitely did a really good job showing just how Jigen bought Kawaki and how Kawaki suffers from this, because when Kawaki wakes up, he goes berserk. Like, he goes crazy. He just screams, "Don't touch me!" And of course with this scene, it's pretty iconic in the Boruto community, considering that in the manga it was such a good impact shot, and the anime definitely balled out with this scene. They definitely did justice for the manga adaptation, and man, Kawaki is finally here. After awakening waiting for his arrival for about 3.5 years. He is finally here, and oh my god, his dialogue was pretty interesting to say at the least. He didn't know who Boruto and the rest of Team 7 were, so of course he thought they were trackers from Kara, so instantly he was on demon time. He was ready to fight them, and after Boruto told Kawaki that he has the karma seal, Kawaki was kind of confused. He's like, yo, you got karma as well? And this is where he was ready to go on demon time. This is where he was ready to box the shit out of Team 7, and I'm not gonna lie, if Kawaki fought Team 7 right now, bro, they would have had a lot of trouble considering just how crazy Kawaki is, because at the end of this episode, Garou shows up. We see a brand new version of Garou. He looks just like Bane, and this is where we see Kawaki rush Garou, summoning a sword on his arm and attacking Garou, and this is where the episode ends. And holy shit, this episode definitely did justice from the manga. It definitely did a great adaptation in putting this into the anime, and I really enjoyed this episode, man. I know some people are gonna be disappointed because we didn't really get to see Kawaki fight, but this was much needed. This was definitely needed to expand on Garou's character and Kawaki's backstory. And also in the beginning of this episode, we see Jigen eating dinner with Delta, and Delta, of course, she is sus of Kashinkoji. She thinks Kashinkoji is up to something, considering that Kashinkoji, he is held responsible for retrieving the vessel, and he hasn't been back yet. He hasn't brought Kawaki back yet. She is nervous, and Jigen is just eating, nonchalantly saying, yo, Kashinkoji is very reliable. He is my most trusted inner member. I trust him the most. He is very loyal. He's gonna bring him back. He already knows what he's doing. I wouldn't fret just yet. And this is where Delta tells Jigen that, yo, I have to go check up on him. And Jigen does give Delta the permission. And this is where we see Delta and Kashinkoji also watching Kawaki wake up for the first time. Delta is definitely surprised when he sees that Boruto has the karma seal. And looking at Kashinkoji's face, it looks like he has a new revelation. It looks like he has discovered something that he may be using to his advantage in the future. That's just a little foreshadowing for my anime onlys. That's all I'm gonna say. This episode definitely delivered, considering just how good of an adaptation it did compared to the Boruto manga. And also, during the beginning of this episode, while Jigen was eating dinner with Delta, Delta breaks the table, and this is where Jigen summons another table instantly. I did want to mention that because I remember reading that from the manga for the first time. That was insane, because that already showed you, yo, Jigen can summon things out of nowhere. This is one of his abilities that he has. So this is just a little foreshadowing of what he can do and just how strong he is. Obviously, we haven't seen Jigen fight yet, but yeah, the Boruto anime is definitely getting interesting. This episode delivered, and next episode is about to go crazy. If you've seen the preview is just focusing on Kawaki's hand. We know that Kawaki has the karma seal. It's just focusing on the karma seal, and at the end of the preview, karma seal was expanding. And I also do want to mention that the last time we got a preview like this was when we got Naruto vs Sasuke Final Valley at the end of Naruto Shippuden, and when Obito fought the hidden mist ninjas in his flashback when he saw that Rin had died. We're gonna get some crazy shit, considering that these two previews, just like this one, only showed one frame, which shows you that Period is definitely saving their animation. They want to save up scenes for next week. They want to keep everything a complete secret, so I am here for that shit. I am definitely ready for next week's episode, because next week's episode is about to pop the hell off, considering that the last time we got previews like this back in Naruto Shippuden, those episodes popped the hell off. So we're gonna get Kawaki vs Garou in the next episode, and from what I've been hearing from leakers on Twitter when it comes to the Boruto anime and other animes in general, like Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan, a lot of these leakers have been saying that next episode is going to be crazy. It's gonna have some episode 65 animation, and you know, I'm not gonna take that for word 100% because I don't want to have my expectations too high, but all I'm gonna say is that next episode is about to go crazy. Considering what happens in the manga, if you have read the manga, you already know what happens between Kawaki versus Garou. That fight is insane in the Boruto manga, so I'm hoping the anime definitely delivers, because this is one of the best fights in Boruto. I'm gonna say that right now. It may not be Momoshiki level in terms of stakes, but for a way to introduce Kawaki and to show off his power, this fight went stupid in the manga, and I already know the anime is about to go crazy. So let me know what you think about this episode. How excited are you to see Kawaki in the anime? How do you feel about Kawaki's character? Let me know in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.